This is the OutIn Mino, a battery-powered heat and brew espresso maker that promises to pull cafe-quality shots on the go. But OutIn already had the Nano, a battery-powered heat and brew espresso maker that promises to pull cafe-quality shots on the go. So what's new and better about the Mino? Well, I had the chance to put all the new features and claims to the test, including a side-by-side comparison of battery capacity, brew speed, and taste versus the original Nano. And one result really surprised me. So is the OutIn Mino worth buying? Let's find out. At around $200, the new OutIn Mino comes with some upgrades that improve performance and usability for the outdoorsy folks. It is certainly smaller, about 67 by 195 millimeters, and yet a tad heavier than the Nano at 685 grams. This is probably due to the larger 9,000 milliampere battery, which promises to heat water to 93 degrees Celsius in roughly 2.5 minutes, slightly faster than the 3-minute heat up from the Nano's 7,500 milliampere battery. But these are just numbers on paper. We'll see the real deal in just a moment. It comes ready to brew right out of the box. Let's look at the accessories. The 12-gram basket seems like a nice upgrade when I compare it to the original 8-gram basket from the Nano. Something interesting about this basket, though, and it's a comment I made on the original Nano review, is that it looks like it's pressurized, but it's not. The single hole design here makes it work like so, making it very forgiving. But I understand how this might throw off some purists out there. The dosing ring is a nice new addition. It fits perfectly and holds on tight. It works well with the OutIn Fino grinder dosing cup. We'll see this when we pull a shot later on. But it also makes filling the basket convenient and mess-free. The spoon here, which also acts like a tamper, is a new design, but it's still plastic and it feels fragile. Pushing down to tamp was a bit scary at first, to be honest. But again, you don't need to apply too much force to get the results you want. Add to this useful basket removal tool and a USB cable, which all fits in this nice pouch. Now, although these accessories are an upgrade to the Nano, I will still love to see a metal solution with 18 grams capacity in the future, with tamper and WDT included, because unfortunately, the existing Nano Basket Plus won't fit this new brewer. In terms of design, the Mino is now more portable and rugged for real outdoors use. But what I really want to see is if they made it truly waterproof. This caught my attention when they started teasing the Mino. And honestly, I was skeptic. I actually hate dunking electronics just for the camera, but I really have to try it, so you guessed it. What you didn't know is that this is loaded with dry grounds here. So I just need to see if, one, they're still dry, and two, that I didn't, kill the machine before making the review. Let's see. That passed the test. That worked. Now, it's turning on. With an IP67 rating, it can now survive rain, sand, and even being dropped in water. This ruggedness is certainly game-changing for outdoor users. I mean, the Nano is only splash resistant, which is fine for most situations. But with the Mino, I don't have to worry about water exposure, dropping it, or even cleaning. I can just rinse it completely instead of trying to avoid the internals all the time. Holding both machines, I can immediately feel the difference in build materials and quality. After using them for a while, the seals and threading on the Mino, as well as the overall finish, give me confidence it can take a beating through all kinds of travel. Operating the Mino is pretty simple, with this one-button operation and the LED ring and indicator to know the charge level and the status of your brew. First, grind your beans and load them into the basket. As mentioned, the dosing ring makes it convenient to fill, and if you use it with the Fino dosing cup, it just works seamlessly. Do a firm tamp and lock it. Make sure to fill up the water tank to the desired line, as the machine won't work dry, obviously. Then just make sure you close the lid completely. You have two ways of operating the brew. Either a 2-second press to start heating up the water, or a double tap so it extracts instantly if you're using preheated water. Before I forget, you see this button? It's not clicky at all. I don't love this, but it's probably due to the waterproofing inside. It took me a while to get used to this soft press, to be honest. A key change here that I'm not a fan of is the LED indicator and bottom. The Nano had 4 indicators to show progress on your brewing charge. The Mino uses this single LED ring that pulses and color codes the brew status and the battery level. Initially, you will have to learn the signals, but after a few uses, it's pretty intuitive. When charging, it will pulse the light and get solid once it's at 100%. But as you see here, when brewing, it will start pulsing faster as it hits 80 degrees to tell you it's time to set up the brew. This beep indicates it's coming out. Then the light pulses once per second, which you can use to time your shot. So definitely has its pros. but it's also a bit of a learning curve. Moving on to the internals, the 9,000 milliampere battery is where I feel the price difference comes into place. On paper, I should get 5 or 6 shots with a full charge using 50 milliliters of cold water. They also advertise 500 shots per charge if you use preheated water, which I don't have the time to test in this video. I mean, I actually surpassed the 200 shot claim on the Nano with over half the battery left. So I'm not really questioning the Mino's claims here, which is why I'll focus on the practical number of shots you can expect in normal use with cold water. You can check out my Nano battery test video after this one if you're curious. I'll test the brew speed and battery capacity side by side, using 50 milliliters of water in each machine, the same coffee grounds from the Fino, and a full basket on each. In theory, I should get at least one more shot out of the Mino. And as the first shot is running, remember to drop a like and subscribe if this video is being helpful. And if you really want to get the best coffee out of the Mino or any espresso maker, I'll leave you a free espresso troubleshooting guide down in the description that will help you adjust and dial in your shots until you get the flavors you truly enjoy. Oh, seems like the Mino is done. The Mino reached extraction temperature in 3 minutes, and the Nano took 17 more seconds. What's interesting though, when I did this test indoors, the difference was about 20 seconds as well. So the machines are actually working the same, even though here is a lot colder, like we're 8 degrees right now. Okay, so I decided to do another test just for a more controlled environment. So it's 10 degrees outside. We have 50 milliliters of water per shot. Right now, the Mino was able to pull 6 complete shots. The Nano, though, only achieved 5 shots and died, really trying there at the end. But what's impressive is the consistency I could see in the Mino throughout the shots. So the first one was 2 minutes and 50 seconds to reach temperature, but then we started to see an even better performance. So the second shot at 2 minutes and 35, third shot at 2 minutes and 31, fourth shots at 2 minutes 22, and the fifth shot 2 minutes 24. Now for the latest one, it really tried, kept going until 2 minutes and 28, so a little bit of an adjustment there for the last one. It gave me the red light to let me know that the battery was about to end. However, it still has some life in it. I may be able to just pull some shots with hot water. The gap in between the two in terms of when it started extraction was between 33 and 51 seconds, which is a pretty wide gap. And while this one kept going a little bit faster because the internal elements were already heated up, the Nano was just keeping maybe an even longer time. So a bit of a degradation there. However, the OutIn Nano is promising 5 shots, the OutIn Mino is promising 6 shots, and we got exactly what we were told that we were gonna get. Something worth noticing is how quieter the Mino is compared to the Nano. The extraction was actually smoother and precise without all the sputtering and hissing. The Mino is definitely quicker at brewing, and now that we've got 1 shot from each, let's do the always important taste test. And for this, I'll be adding a third participant. This is an older OutIn Nano with the Nano Basket Plus attached. Let me show you. So for this test, we'll have the Mino with 12 grams of coffee, this Nano with 8 grams of coffee, and the older Nano with 18 grams basket. The grams are dialed to each one already, and they're all loaded with 50 milliliters of water. Now let's hit it. How am I gonna produce a third hand? Okay, thank you for that. Let's taste. Predictably, the 8-gram Nano shot was more like half espresso, like just a very thin body. It's more on the sour end. Both the Mino with a 12-gram dose and the Nano Plus with the 18-gram dose produced plenty of volume and crema. This one shorter for sure because there was a little bit more retention here. Okay, there was some water left in there. The Mino's 12-gram shot was surprisingly smooth and balanced with a rich mouthfeel. I do find that the Nano with the Plus basket was a bit bolder, with a bit more crema, which isn't surprising. And the yield is closer to a regular espresso. Surely, none of these shots will compare to normal espresso machines. But for travel, camping, and coffee on the go, they're all pretty good. Personally, the Mino's shot was the most satisfying, with the Nano with the Basket Plus being a close second. This machine can also pull a shot using an espresso pot adapter, which makes it even easier to pull shots on the go. With this, the flavor and quality will depend more on the pot, with the machine doing what it does best. So if you're a pot drinker, you're covered. With the larger battery, the Mino certainly runs longer. But considering the following, which is hands down the best upgrade here, The battery isn't only bigger, but certainly faster at charging. With a 30-watt fast charger, you can get it to 80% capacity in around 45 minutes and fully charged in less than 2 hours. I gotta say, this is enough reason for me to pick it over the Nano, which I normally have to leave charging overnight. With this, I can plug it in my car and pretty much have the machine last for a full road trip, no matter how long it is and how many shots we brew. I just plug it and keep it topped up. Now, here are my pros and cons about the Mino. I really like the upgraded battery and the faster charging. As I said, this is enough reason for me to go for it. Although it doesn't take away from the Nano's performance overall, considering the brew advantage isn't that wide. The waterproofing is wonderful and it gives me peace of mind, let alone the convenience with cleaning. The shots are certainly better now. And paired with the ruggedness and durability, I find myself bringing it out more often than I did the Nano for casual walks and road trips. My oldest Nano has 2 years of use. This one a full year now. So I can only expect the same longevity on the Mino. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, I think OutIn can provide better solutions in the accessories. The plastic dosing cup and the spoon tamper feel fragile. They're certainly convenient and better looking than the Nano's included accessories, but a metal kit for this machine should be in the works and maybe, just maybe, included in any future iterations of this machine. The single LED was a bit of a nag initially, mostly as I was used to the indicators on the Nano. And the lack of a click was also harder to get used to. Even if they upgraded the basket, I think being capped at 12 grams was a missed opportunity, and they can fix this with a plus basket in the future. With all of this said, who should get the OutIn Mino? The Mino really shines for outdoor enthusiasts. If you camp, hike, kayak, or just want a super portable travel espresso, it's worth the extra cost. The added durability, waterproofing, and faster heat up makes it a true take anywhere brewer. It's also great for commuters or anyone who wants a device that's always ready to brew. If you're mainly using it in the car, at work, or on weekend trips, and you already own a Nano, then maybe you don't need to upgrade. However, given the current prices are in close range, the Mino does feel like a new standard. I wouldn't be surprised if OutIn phases out the Nano eventually. Now, what do you think about it? Would you like me to do other tests or test it against other similar brewers? Maybe you've had a different experience with either of these, or you might have questions that I didn't cover. And for Nano owners, would you consider the upgrade or stick to what you have? Tell me all in the comments. I try my best to answer every single one. And remember to hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more coffee gear reviews. Hope you get to brew some amazing coffee today. And thank you so much for watching.